John Schweppe is the Director of Policy for the American Principles Project, joining us live. Timothy Allen Simon is a former commissioner for the California Public Utilities Commission, and Tom Borelli is a Newsmax contributor. Thank you all three for being on. We do appreciate that. So, John, I'll start with you. Talk to us about when you were watching that media montage of how that was being reported. The news of Hunter Biden is saying it was a good day for the American system. John, your thoughts?
It's a joke. I mean, pure and simple, this is a joke. This is them saying, oh, we got him. See, it's fair. We can absolutely persecute a man who is leading in the polls running for president because we got Hunter on a gun charge. Meanwhile, nothing about the Biden crime family, nothing about the foreign influence peddling, nothing about all this illegal activity. And so I think, voters really don't care about Hunter Biden. Frankly, he's not the president. Joe Biden is. And I think, ultimately we want to see justice. And that's not how this works. We know how the justice system is being weaponized, and it's going after Republicans and conservatives, and it's not going after Democrats. Democrats tend to get off. And I'm sorry, Hunter's going to get a slap on the wrist here. We all know what's coming.
Wanted to go to Timothy Allen next. How do you view this Hunter Biden verdict, Timothy?
Well, I think it was clear on its face that Hunter Biden violated the disclosure requirements for a gun permit or a gun purchase. And, I think the judge fairly made that conclusion along with the jury. Is he a target because he's President Biden's son? Probably. But did he benefit from being the president's son? Absolutely. And he should have known the moment he began to take on corporate board positions and other opportunities based on his family's name that he would be in a magnifying glass of observation. And that's what has taken place. Be that as it may, if you commit the crime, you do the time, and that's what's happening with Mr. Biden.
Still awaiting a sentencing date and then a potential appeal, that in Delaware, and then yet another trial happening in California related to tax charges. But, Tom, it's been brought up on this panel that there's no mention of Hunter's alleged foreign business dealings or the utilization of the Biden name during these alleged foreign business dealings. Many lawmakers are saying they don't actually care about these gun charges. That's not what they're after. Tom.
Well, I think the most important thing that media montage did not discuss was the importance of the IRS whistleblowers, Mr. Ziegler, Mr. Shapley. They're the ones who exposed the DOJ cover-up trying to protect Hunter. They gave, the prosecutors gave Hunter Biden's lawyers a tip that they were going to search one of his storage containers. Who knows what happened to those documents? And most important, the FBI had Hunter Biden's laptop since December 2019, and they sat on it. They sat on it through the entire election, and they sat quietly while those 51 so-called intelligence experts said it was Russia disinformation. This is a complete outrage. We need to focus more on the DOJ corruption because they're behind all of this.
It's so fascinating. Just to go back in time, and I know we're flashing back to 2020. There was a lot that happened when it comes to COVID, but specifically with that laptop, when the New York Post tried to get the story out, it was immediately dismissed. Not only that, it was censored, so you couldn't even share it with your friends. This was right around the election season here. And Tom, the fact that the FBI had its hands on the laptop beforehand, the fact that it was now brought as evidence by the government in the trial against Hunter Biden. If only people knew then what you know now, would you have voted differently? A number of polls say that people would have. Trump had responded, though, to the verdict. Donald Trump, the former president, writing, "This trial has been nothing more than a distraction from the real crimes of the Biden crime family." He goes on in the statement here. But, John, how does this come into play when you think about the upcoming debates? I mean, you're going to have Trump and Biden, in theory, on a stage together in Atlanta. What will you be watching for then?
Well, Biden is absolutely going to try to use this to his benefit to say that nobody is above the law, as if Trump has been fairly, gone after on all of these charges, because after all, his son, Hunter, has too. And, everyone knows that's ridiculous. And so I think that's going to be incumbent on Trump, is to highlight exactly what Joe Biden has gotten away with, and then, really focus on the issues as well about how Joe Biden has really destroyed this country the last 4 years. It's going to be a really fun debate.
All right, we got to leave it right there in essence of time here. We appreciate the time of Tom Borelli, Timothy Allen Simon, and John Schweppe. Thank you all, gentlemen. We do appreciate that.